In the classical tradition, the violin is a tool of precision. Success is measured by exact intonation and strict adherence to the written score. When utilized in a folk context, the instrument's physical function shifts. It operates as a heavy, driving rhythmic engine. To analyze this mechanical shift, we look to the two dominant forces in folk string music, Celtic and Bluegrass. These stylistic differences stem from divergent mechanical evolution. The way a player moves their arms and fingers has been physically remapped over centuries. Understanding these genres requires us to view the fiddle as a physical system that adapted to specific environmental and social pressures. In the 18th century, the core of the folk string repertoire was localized within Scotland and Ireland. This oral tradition traveled across the Atlantic with waves of migrants. Many of these musicians settled in the isolated Appalachian range of the American South. This geographical distance effectively closed the loop on the shared oral tradition. The techniques in the Americas began to evolve independently of their European counterparts. This physical isolation forced the ancestral repertoire to fracture into two distinct mechanical branches. Instructive, the primary power source of the instrument is the right bowing arm. Celtic bowing mechanics utilize a continuous, fluid motion. The bow arm behaves like a cyclical engine. This is achieved through slurring, where the player connects multiple notes across the beat in a single, unbroken bow direction. This technique generates an internal, pulsing rhythm, often described by traditional musicians as the lilt. The lilt provides the momentum necessary to sustain long sequences of dance music without breaking the melodic flow. Because this rhythm is felt internally through phrasing, it does not rely on heavy external metronomic accents. The Celtic bow arm is engineered for continuity. The system is optimized for cyclic stamina. In the Appalachian South, the bowing arm evolved to meet a different set of rhythmic requirements. The mechanical foundation of bluegrass rhythm is the Nashville shuffle. The shuffle requires a syncopated input, one long bow stroke followed immediately by two rapid short strokes. This mathematical pattern creates a percussive chug that mimics the mechanical drive of a train or a banjo. This rhythmic drive resulted from the cross-pollination of European melodies with African-American string band traditions. This integration introduced a heavy external backbeat. The once fluid melodies were now anchored to a rigid rhythmic grid. The physical execution reflects this reality. While the Celtic bow flows, the bluegrass bow bites into the string. Bluegrass bowing mechanics transformed the fiddle into a driven, percussive lead instrument. If the right arm is the engine, the left hand on the fingerboard is the steering mechanism. The Celtic left hand prioritizes rapid, intricate melodic decoration. The focus is on the complexity of the single note line. These micro-movements are categorized as cuts, rolls, and crans. These techniques were developed to emulate the staccato articulation of the Uilleann pipes, seen here. Bluegrass fingerboard strategy moves in the opposite direction, prioritizing harmonic mass over micro-decoration. This involves double stops, the act of fingering and bowing two strings simultaneously to generate chordal drones. The use of slides further integrates blues tonalities, as the hand physically slips into a pitch to create tension. In summary, Celtic technique is designed to weave intricate melodic lace, while bluegrass technique is engineered for chordal power. Why did these contrasting physical techniques develop in the first place? The fluid Celtic mechanics developed for the communal environment of the house dance and the pub session. In this circular, egalitarian setting, the music is purely functional, designed to maintain motion for dancers in a small room. Bluegrass, however, evolved to meet the strict demands of the professional concert stage. A linear, forward-facing performance space requires acoustic projection and places a premium on individual virtuosity. The percussive bite and isolated instrumental breaks allow the fiddle to cut through ambient noise and reach the back of a large audience. The physical architecture of the room dictates the physical operation of the instrument, the session circle versus the concert line. We can test this by passing a single melody through both mechanical systems. We will use the traditional tune Soldier's Joy, a shared ancestral melody in both traditions. In the Celtic version, the listener hears a pulsing, slurred breath decorated with rapid Piper-style cuts. In the bluegrass version, the same melody carries a syncopated, biting backbeat and heavy double-stop chords. The identical sequence of notes produces two vastly different results when filtered through these separate physical operating systems. History, geography, and social utility physically rewire the way we play. Two distinct musical traditions now inhabit the same instrument, separated by an ocean and centuries of physical adaptation. The fiddle reflects the structural demands and the cultural history of the hands holding it. This has been Notes and Silences. Thank you for listening.